Number one, I think it's good to roll out Agile at the grassroots level versus sort of this out-of-the-box level that I think is happening in a lot of places. It's good to let each team learn to become Agile first on their own, because they have to learn how to think agilely, if that's a word, before they start following your Agile processes. Because being Agile means you're solving your problems and self-organizing, and you're adapting to change. And then afterwards, you can allow your teams then to come together to kind of compare notes and see what seems to be working or not working, because not everything works for every team. Number two, I think to do Agile effectively, teams need to get good training. It's not something that people can read up on, can hear up on from somebody else, and then suddenly start doing well. You know, people have to learn the philosophy behind it. People have to learn how to execute that within their teams. And people need to be trained on the roles. People need to learn why the ceremonies or the events exist and how to maximize them. Without this kind of training, at least really bad Agile going on, because people quite honestly don't know what they're doing. Number three, if you're doing Agile development, does your organization truly understand what that means? I think there's a couple things I always look at. Does your team have the autonomy to self-organize? For example, are they allowed to come up with their own estimates for the work? Or do you have outside forces imposing deadlines on them? You know, these outside forces who don't have to do the work, and yet they're placing deadlines on the team and setting their timelines. Is that going on? Another thing, if your team encounters roadblocks or barriers, are they being properly supported by other parts of the organization who may help them to resolve their problems? So for example, if you're building a product and your end users or those that understand your customers best, if they're parts of other organizations, have they made themselves available to support your team? Better yet, are they available to perhaps take part as part of the product team? These are really important issues that can come up, that if an organization is not truly ready to commit towards your product team that's trying to deliver products in an Agile manner, they're going to suffer. So it's really important that the organization also understands the obligations that come with doing Agile development.